It's time!
That's right. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Good morning, Detroit. It is time. Thank you so much for joining us once again here at Speak Your Piece. We are live from Cave Radio Broadcasting. Of course, remember always to support and check us out on our YouTube channel, our Instagram channel, our Facebook channel, wherever you see the name Speak Your Piece and our logo. Remember always to follow us once indeed. Of course, I am not Big E, Eric Kuzma himself. He had to step away for the day. We hope everything's all right. I'm not too sure what's going on, but I'm sure he will keep us updated and posted on everything. But we want to wish him the best. I'm not too sure what exactly is going on. I'm sure we'll find out a little bit later. But you know, we'll get into that more.
We'll hold it down.
Yeah, we'll hold it down for him for sure. Definitely for sure. But my name is Jeremy Bryant, and alongside me again. What is this, week 2?
This is week 3.
Week 3? Oh, man. We got to clap
in a row.
We got to clap it up for this dude. This is week 3? Week 3?
Yeah. Y'all need to shut up.
What? Why do we need to shut up? Wait, what's going on, man?
That shit. Give me that Mr. In-N-Out bullshit.
Mr. In-N-Out.
You know shit be coming up all the time. I try and stay busy as much as possible, but... Yeah. Shit. What's up, man? What's going on with you?
Mr. In-N-Out is back here with us again. Mr. Evan Hoy. What's going on, man? A record-breaking week 3. Let's see how long we can keep this going. I want to know how long we can keep this going for real.
Before you guys gave me this nickname, I was fucking consistent as hell for months, and then this shit just started popping up. So, you know, this ain't a record. But anywho, I'm good, man. As we were talking off mic, I was just asking you ever have one of those weeks at work where it feels like it just flies by? You don't even have enough time to check your phone. You don't remember what text came in. You don't remember, anything happened on social media. It's just work, sleep, repeat, and then you're back at it again. So it's been one of those weeks where it's
a Groundhog's Day. It's just every day.
Yes.
Rinse, wash, and repeat. That's the same thing all over and over again, man. Trust. I've had a couple of those days. It feels like the weeks just go by and fly by fast, too, man.
Too fast. You're like, man, I want to do all this stuff. And then by the time you get home from work, you're just exhausted. And then by the next time you know it, you fall asleep. And then you're back at it again. You have no time. And
then the weekend's here, and then that flies by even fast because you got all these plans that you got in your head that you're about to do.
Yep.
And next thing you know, it's like Sunday night. And you've done nothing.
Yeah. Or... like you overbook yourself and you're like, I've been running around this entire week. I just want to chill. I don't want to talk to nobody. I don't want to do anything. I don't want to go anywhere. Babe, we're staying in the house.
I wish you could be like that, man. I wish.
You got any plans for this weekend, man?
I have 0 plans for this weekend. Besides the usual laundry, try to clean up around the house because, it's just... I'm just throwing stuff everywhere during the week. You don't care. You don't care during the week. Like, you just throw stuff anywhere. You're like, I'll get it later.
Yeah.
But now it's like junky. You start to see once you actually just sit down and be like, all right, I got a pile of junk right there. I got to move. A pile of junk right there. I got to fold and put away. Mm-hmm. A pile of junk over here that needs to go in the trash.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to try to work on my basement, but...
Oh, what are you doing in your basement?
Well, I just got the fridge down there, so I still got all the boxes and stuff that I need to, like, take out to the garage and, like, fold up and actually put in recycling.
Oh, yeah.
So I got to do that. Just clear off some stuff downstairs. Get ready for the wedding next week that I'm standing in. So.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Nice, man.
Yeah, it's pretty nice. I mean, I have all this stuff planned. Chances of me actually doing any of it, probably slim to none.
Slim to none?
I'm going to be real with you. Slim to none. Super real with you right now, man. Slim to none.
I don't blame you, man. I don't blame you. And you ever been tired from the week and then you notice one thing that you got to do on top of your laundry list of things to do, and it's just like the nail in the coffin. You just kind of roll your eyes like, I wish I didn't see that because now I got to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been there.
Yeah.
It's like cleaning the bathroom or something like that. You see like a bunch of dust somewhere and you're like, I wish I could have just right by it. Not just
now, I wish I could have walked right by it.
I wish I could have not even seen it right now. Yeah. But anywho, man.
Yeah.
How's everything going with you, man, besides you getting ready for the wedding next week? And how's work been?
Work hasn't been bad. I actually had a really good Friday. So Friday.
Really good Friday.
Yeah. Hit my numbers I was supposed to hit like all week.
Oh, okay.
So that was promising too. Hopefully this continues on, but chances are it probably won't. Who knows about that? Still haven't found out about the guy who got fired a couple weeks ago.
That I feel like that's gonna go.
But
oh, here we go.
But one of the guys who was supposed to be actually my team lead, who got demoted because he was doing some
sketchy shit,
some dumb shit, whatever. He got dropped back down to like the same position I was.
Oh.
And then this week on Wednesday, my man got fired.
He got fired?
He got fired.
How do you know how?
I still don't even know how.
Man.
I don't even know how. And the thing is, it happened after I left too.
Like you left for the day?
I left for the day.
Man, they're very slick.
Yeah, they're slick with that shit. Like
they're very slick. That's 2 for 2 now.
I came back the next day and I'm like, oh yeah, my man's got fired the other day. They walked him out. They cleaned his desk and everything. I'm like, are we talking about the same person? Yeah, remember the dude that sit right next to me? He's gone. For real.
I don't want to work at your job, man. Your job seems cutthroat as hell.
This seems a little sketchy right now. Job security is not promising right now.
Yeah, that seems like if you don't hit your numbers or if you ain't doing something right, they're like, nah, you're done.
I don't know. I feel like it's more the sketchiness, but then again, I don't know what else he could have been doing too, just like my man's before him.
That's true.
But
keep your nose clean, man.
I know. That's what I got to do, man. I got to stay out of trouble. Just keep my head down until I, make some move, make some headway somewhere.
If anybody asks you anything, be like, I'm actually legally blind in my right eye, and I'm 43% blind in my left eye, so I didn't see nothing.
I saw nothing.
And I'm actually partially deaf in my left ear, so I didn't hear anything either.
What?
You said what?
Huh?
Right.
Well, what's going on with you, man? How's work going for you?
Oh, man. So yesterday was probably one of the most physically demanding days at work I've had in a while because we did like a personal favor for my boss, and it was a good trade-off because we were helping this church out, and in return they were going to give us some donations. So it was kind of it was a good thing.
50-50 trade. All right, that's cool.
Yeah, so we have this big box truck that we were hauling all this stuff. So I know if you've ever moved before, you never know how much stuff you never realize how much stuff you have until you move. This was that type of situation. So my boss thought it was just kind of like a one-trip thing with the big box truck. It was 3 trips. It was 3 trips. And then we had this whole box truck filled with food. So they were working out of the TCF Center.
Oh.
Yeah, so they were working out of the TCF Center.
Okay.
And we moved a lot of the rooms off. We cleared that out. And then we also took some food out. So we had a whole truck full of like frozen food, dry food and that sort of stuff. And then we moved it. So we started at about 9 o'clock. We didn't get finished until like 4:30. So it was a full shift. And then my boss came up to me. He says, this was like a personal favor. But I'm gonna take you guys out to eat next week. But he's like, I thought that this was just kind of a grab and go type of situation. And 3 trucks later, we're like, oh no, it's fine. Because you know that you're doing good, but it was just nonstop. Like I didn't even have lunch yesterday because it was just like that so nonstop.
I would have been burnt out, bro.
Bro. I was exhausted by the end of the day, and like normally it's just like after a long day at work you want to unwind and have a drink. I didn't even want to have a drink. I was like, I'm too tired to drink right now because I'm already sleepy. So if I have another drink, I'm gonna pass out. But it was rewarding in itself. So
I have one more drink.
Yeah. Man, it's just one of those days at work. It was very physically demanding, but it was also really rewarding in the same sense.
I get that, yeah.
And it was nice. And the church that we went to, it was really nicely done, but logistically, where we had to drop the stuff off, nah. Logistically, we had to...
Wait, so pickup was good, but drop off was the troubling part.
Yes, because with this church, there was no there's no dock ramps or anything. You had to kind of like manually haul everything. And then where they wanted some of this stuff was you had to walk down a hallway, then up set of like 2.5 stairs.
Nope.
So it was just like one of those things. And then my coworker looks at me, he's like, are you serious right now? He said, we gotta walk all this stuff down here? And then I said, yeah. And it's like, you don't want to complain because it's going to make it that much worse,
Mm-hmm.
and it's going to drag it out. So it's just kind of like you got to just put your nose to the grindstone and just keep going. And then by the end of that, man, I was just burnt out. I was just really burnt out. But feeling somewhat rested today. Obviously, like my body's feeling it. I'm not even going to lie to you.
Your body's sore. I think you burnt me out by just saying, hey, we had to do 3 trips. We had to carry this stuff off the truck and then up 2 flights of stairs.
Yeah, not all of it, but some of the stuff, because it was food, and then there was stuff going to different parts of this church. But it was like the medical stuff. They had a medical suite at this church, which was really cool.
Oh,
yeah,
that's different.
It's a really nice church. I'm not even going to lie to you. It's a really nice church. So where they had this stuff at, that's where it was the medical stuff that had to be kind of like tucked away.
Yeah.
Because they don't want anybody getting into the medical supplies.
Of course. Yeah.
So it was just like they had it tucked away in the room. So that was the room.
Wow. Well,
Yeah.
Hey, at least you made it. I'm sorry that you're sore right now.
We made it.
I'm sorry that you're sore right now, but as you said, it was really rewarding, and you can definitely know and tell that church is going to appreciate that for sure, man.
Oh yeah, it was for sure. And my boss, is my old boss from my first job. So him and I are like really good friends. So it's it's kind of like one of those people that like you'll have his back no matter what.
Yeah, you'll have his back and he's got your back.
Oh
so.
yeah, for sure, man, for sure. I can't count the number of times he's had my back. So it's really appreciative, and it's just kind of like hey, I need your help. All right, what do you need? Like no hesitation type of thing.
Nice. That's what's up, man. We'll pick someplace very expensive next week for dinner. Very, very expensive. Order the steak. Porterhouse.
You know what? I can't. I know we're supposed to talk about sports, but we're just shooting the shit right now.
We'll get to that.
We'll get to that in a second. But I've been to some fancy restaurants, and I feel so out of place. I went to what was this place? It was a steakhouse. It was like
you talking about Ruth Chris?
It wasn't Ruth Chris. No, it was like.
There, I feel super like I feel out of place there.
It was downtown near the Quicken Loans building. It starts with B. Oh my god!
It's not Texas Day Brazil. You're not talking
about
that.
No. I'm gonna look it up for a second here. So give me 1 second here. Let's see.
I'm trying to think of what's downtown. It's like super fancy.
It's like bronze and something.
That doesn't even sound familiar to me. I'm not even too sure about that.
Prime and Proper, totally off the market. Prime and Proper. Prime and Proper.
That name sounds like you need to wear a suit.
Yeah, it was kind of like business casual. So my sister-in-law's fiance took us there to kind of ask permission for my father-in-law's blessing.
Oh,
so he took
nice.
me and my sister-in-law's younger brother out. Kind of like, okay, I want to propose and everything like that. So he took us out, and bro, the steak was amazing. Don't get me wrong, everything was delicious. But this was I stepped inside, I immediately felt out of place. This is not. I can't dress up fancy and go to a steakhouse. I can't. I can do that, but I just feel so out of place. Like, and I'm already kind of clumsy as is, so I feel like I'm one of those people that like I'm gonna drop some silverware and you can hear a pin drop.
Mm-hmm.
It's not my thing. I can't do it, man.
Everybody's gonna be looking at you like,
yeah, and I'm just there's nothing fancy. I know I can clean up nice. I'll give myself that, but I know that I'm not fancy. I can't be fancy. So
I'm like the song, fancy like Applebee's on a date night. That's as far as you're getting with me. I'm sorry.
Like that's fine. I'm thinking like if we're going out to like a nice brewery, that's like that's kind of top tier shit right there.
Yeah.
Then people go to like steakhouses and shit. I'm like, oh fuck that. I'll just get a fucking steak from Applebee's. You know what I'm saying?
I'm cool with the steak from Applebee's.
There's nothing wrong with that. So I mean, he took us out there, but I can't do that shit, man. I really can't.
Yeah, I don't know. These fancy places, they're probably not for me, but it's nice to go to every once in a while just to break the norm of, as we said, Applebee's, the Texas Roadhouse, all these other,
I forgot about Texas Roadhouse.
Texas Roadhouse, Logan's, places like that, just to break up that little same thing that you go to every once in a while. But the prices, how much was the bill, if you don't mind me asking?
Oh, I didn't get it. He got it.
Did he have to look at it in the light too to
No.
make sure it was right?
He's very He's very detail oriented when it comes to stuff like this. So he plans out the details. So he had it all mapped out.
Oh, smart.
Very smart of him.
Smart man.
But yeah, it was probably if I had to guess, 300 plus easily. Steak was phenomenal. And they did a good job of upselling. They're like, oh, I want this kind of cut. I was like, you know what? If for $10 more, if you get this cut, like slices off the bone oh so well, and you can taste that. And like, I don't give a shit. Just give me the damn steak.
I
Like,
was trying to upsell you some shit.
it's like, and then I'm like, I try to get. If someone's paying for my meal, I try and go with the cheaper option as much as possible.
Yeah, you kind of look at the prices a little bit more and like, all right, I can enjoy this at the
Right,
same
because
thing.
I don't want to take full advantage of that. Like, if it's me and my wife, and if it's like a anniversary, like a major anniversary, yes, we're gonna go all out. But if someone else is buying my meal, just give me this, man. I don't need the fancy stuff. Just give me a burger and fries. I'm fine with that.
I feel you on that. Like I said, pick the most expensive restaurant you can. Make it worth it. Definitely make it worth it. No Applebee's. Go upscale.
I might go. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see what we can get away with.
Go upscale. But you know what? It's time to get into some sports. I know we've gone on for too long right now. As it is a little tangent. We can do that a little bit later as well.
Yeah,
too.
for
But
sure.
As you know, I'm recording on my phone, so Evan, I should say. I'm sorry,
Technically, my name starts with E.
Yeah,
So, but
technically
like,
E
yeah,
still.
I get it.
Yeah, Evan, you're going to be driving the show pretty much with the topics that we got going on right now because I came a little unprepared today.
It's all good, man.
Wasn't expecting this, but we still got it. We're going to hold it down. So what we got up first?
Let's talk NBA playoffs, man, because I know as of last week we kind of did our predictions, and some of these predictions are holding true. Some of these predictions aren't holding true.
I don't think mine are really holding on.
So I'm gonna reference us. So let's start with that first series, that Miami and Hawks series, right?
That's
so
interesting last night. I will say that.
Trae Young with the buzzer beater. Trae Young with the Game 3 buzzer beater. So I think they came back from.
Were they down like 24 or
Like
26?
26 points or something like that. And you know what's funny? I'm seeing a lot of those blown leads, like the Minnesota-Memphis game. They were also
what the hell happened there?
They were down 20 plus points, and I think about 7 minutes left in the third. And then John Morant's like, a lot of people are going to be drinking tonight because of this blown lead. And I'm glad Memphis was able to squeak one out because we got Memphis going 6 games against Minnesota. So to recap, Jeremy, you and I got Atlanta going to 7, and then Eric's got Miami going 7. So
I hope Atlanta can go to 7 because, those first 2 games out the gate, it just seemed like Atlanta just was stale. I don't know what happened.
Yep, but I'm glad. Atlanta got one off at home, so I think they're in a good spot, but they need to win again at home to make this obviously a tie series, but to kind of keep that momentum going forward. And Atlanta obviously needs to squeak one off on the road, and I think they can do that. So, I still got Atlanta going 7 games. Trae Young who's actually, balling his ass off. We didn't hear much of Trae Young throughout the regular season, but Trae Young, he becomes Ice Trae in the playoffs. So I'm really liking Ice Trae right now. You still got Atlanta going 7?
I'll still take Atlanta going 7, but as you said, Trae Young definitely needs to step up and be that ice cold Trae for the rest of this series. Like, it's sad to say, but I don't think he can really take a game off against Jimmy Butler. That's my whole thing.
No, and Miami kind of took a blow too because of Kyle Lowry. He just got a hamstring injury, so they're going to evaluate him over the next day or two. But Kyle Lowry said, "Oh, I'm Wolverine. I'm not missing no time." But that
hamstring, might, my man.
You might be Wolverine, but you're no Kobe Bryant tearing your Achilles and coming back to the free throw line type shit. So it'll be interesting. I think that if they lose Kyle Lowry,
definitely see 7.
I definitely see 7. I think. You already know about Bam. You already know about Jimmy. You got Tyler Hero. You got Duncan Robinson. And then you got Kyle Lowry. But I think Kyle Lowry still brings that veteran presence. And I think he's that X factor for that Miami team. So Atlanta's got some work to do.
All right, Atlanta. Ball's in your court.
Exactly.
Literally. Need your help on this one.
For sure. And so then we got the Philadelphia and Toronto games. And we'll kind of blow through these games here a little bit. So we had, it looks like, I think we had Philly. Yeah, we had Philly going 5. We had Philly going 5. You had Philly going 5. I had Philly going 6. And then Eric had Philly going 5 as well. But it looks like they're about to sweep. And I think it's in Toronto, if I'm not mistaken.
The next game? Yeah, I believe it is in Toronto.
So.
I don't know how James Harden is doing. I don't know if he's really making an impact. I haven't really seen too much.
It hasn't been... I haven't heard shit from James Harden. It's been Embiid and there's one other guy.
Because I believe he had a buzzer beater as well, too.
Joel Embiid had a Game 3 buzzer beater. Yes, you are correct. So, trying to see the guy's name.
God, it's just sad that James Harden is like this in the playoffs. Like, just so quiet.
It's really sad. So...
It's not looking good for that other matchup.
Tyrese Maxey, that was his name.
Yes,
Tyrese Maxey. Yes, he was.
Where did he come from?
Yeah, game 1, he had a career high 38 points. So he's been balling. He's been really balling his ass off. So it's been kind of like almost like a one. Obviously, it's a one-sided series. So
yeah,
we're gonna have to see where this leads. So. And then we got Milwaukee and Chicago. Chicago squeaked one out against Milwaukee. I know, right? And then they lost Chris Middleton, so Chris Middleton's out for a few weeks, I think.
I mean, it's on and off again, Chris Middleton. You know, on one game, off the next game, on one game, off the next game. That's his MO right there.
You still never know. And then we got Boston going up 2-0 against Brooklyn. Jason Tatum had that game 1 buzzer beater.
That was so irritating. I'm sorry. I was so upset about that. I know I texted you guys, but that irritated me so much. Fourth quarter, it's like, 17 seconds left. Mm-hmm. You don't get the go-ahead bucket on Brooklyn's side, and then you don't foul Boston at the same time. If I'm thinking smart as a coach, I'm like telling my players, hey, foul right now. Make them earn it at the line and give us a chance to get that last shot off once again. Mm-hmm. But nope. You miss the go-ahead bucket. You let Boston just come down thinking that you can play defense when you know your defense is trash.
Yep.
And then you let Tatum just squeak by Kyrie Irving at that with a spin move and lay up to the basket.
Yep. So I'm looking at the play right now. So it looks like Jaylen Brown corner shot. Oh, that... You know what? Looking at that play again, Tatum did a nasty spin move on Kyrie, and Kyrie was looking the other way on that one. So
he did nothing. He just stood there.
So Kyrie's up in the post. He's near in the paint. Taysom gets it. No, Kyrie went to go get it, but that spin move was just so deadly. That spin move was so deadly.
Then I believe game 2, Kyrie was in and out of on the court because of I think he was observing Ramadan.
Yep.
Ramadan, yes.
Yeah.
So he had to take some time to get some nutrients in his body.
Yeah, man. That's kudos for him doing that. That's just, I don't think I could ever do that.
Yeah, I cannot do that. I know there's a couple people at my work that's doing that right now, and then I'm pulling for you, but I could not have that strength to do that in a million years.
And Phoenix Suns, biggest story, Devin Booker, out 2 to 3 weeks.
I don't like this.
It's not looking good. What do you think, man? Do you think the Suns make the finals? Because I think we all predicted that the Suns would make the finals again. But now Booker being out 2 to 3 weeks.
I really don't want to see them lose to fucking New Orleans. I really don't. I know he's going to be out for, 2 weeks you said, too.
Yep.
I think that they can somehow pull it together and rally around everybody else, especially CP3 being that big leader that he has been before. If he can step up right now and then just kind of take command and command leadership out there on the floor, be that floor general, I think they have a chance to at least knock off the Pelicans and then hold off until Booker can get back to face either Dallas or Utah, and that one's looking iffy too.
Yeah, and Pelicans squeaked one out, but I honestly think that obviously the leadership of CP3 is going to be huge, but DeAndre Ayton needs to step up. So does Bridges.
Yes.
Bridges needs to step up too. And Jay Crowder, he had that ridiculous stat line of
what is it? 1-1? Yeah.
You give me 28 minutes and all you can give me is 1 point, 1 assist, 1 steal, 1 block. Fuck out of here.
I don't understand how that even happened. So, like, you went to the foul line, you only hit 1, you got 1 rebound, 1 assist, 1 block. What else were you doing out there on the floor?
Unless you held Brandon Ingram or whoever, I don't even know who is really on the Pelicans anymore besides Ingram.
CJ McCollum.
CJ McCollum, but I don't think Jay Crowder's going to guard CJ or Ingram. But whoever he is guarding, unless you held them to a very low field goal percentage and you created a defensive presence for yourself, what are you doing with that stat line, man?
I mean, if you locked them down and they only had like 5 points, all right, I give you respect. But
right.
If they're just blowing right past you and you're not pulling out that much effort, like, what are you doing on the floor for 26 minutes?
They need to it. Going next to the next area, biggest surprise, Dallas and Jazz. Are you more surprised that Dallas is pulling this out without Luka, or are you more surprised that the Jazz is collapsing, if you will? Because
I think Utah literally took Dallas too lightly. I really think they're taking them too lightly, given the fact that Luka's been out.
He's coming back for Game 4, I think.
He's coming back for Game 4, but I just think they took him too lightly. I just feel like there was like, all right, we got this. He's down, he's out. Let's just go put the nail in the coffin. While Dallas is, fighting back. Like, you all gave us no fighting chance to go up against the Defensive Player of the Year, I believe, right?
No,
I know we'll get into that.
Nominee, but Marcus Smart won the Defensive Player of the Year.
Oh, yeah, that is true. All right, yeah, we'll get into that in a minute. But, yeah, the formerly Defensive Player of the Year, Rudy Gobert, Dallas is, I don't know. Dallas seems, I'm more impressed with Dallas, the way that they're kind of taking control with being the man down. So,
yeah, especially
a guy like Luka
being at the helm. So
I give him credit too, because isn't Tim Hardaway down as well?
No, I don't think Tim Hardaway is. No.
Oh, okay. Because I swear I thought I seen him on like the sidelines at one of the games. He was like in street clothes, but it might have been somebody else.
Yeah. Honestly, I think I'm a little bit more surprised with Utah collapsing, because I think the expectations for Utah are there with Rudy Gobert and Donovan Mitchell, and I think there was a stat somewhere where it says you're more likely to get a turnover from Donovan Mitchell than you are an assist.
Wow.
To Gobert or something along those lines. Don't quote me on that one, but I'm more surprised at the Utah collapsing, because the potential for Utah is there, but Utah needs help.
They really do. I believe E said this like last week, though. How many times has Donovan Mitchell been to the playoffs and had a push like this, and the Jazz have not made it happen?
Yeah.
Is it the second or third time?
Yeah, this is like his second or third time.
See, I don't know what happens. Do like James Harden can't show up for the playoffs and the Jazz come out somehow fall short during the playoffs?
It's kind of like the team with the potential brings in the crowd but can't ever get it done.
That is weird. That is so crazy. Like, hats off to Dallas, though. I'm still pushing for Utah. I don't care. I'm sorry. I'm still pushing for Utah, but God, Dallas can knock off these next 2 games, man. It's impressive. If they go up 3-1, what are you thinking now? Are you thinking you second guessing this?
Oh, who did we? I think we all had Utah.
Did we all have Utah?
We all had Utah in 6.
So if Dallas goes up 3-1.
Utah can't.
I
don't see Jazz being the team to muscle back from a 3-1 deficit.
Yeah.
I don't see that. And especially with Luka coming back, Luka will triple-double in that closing out game to make sure that the Jazz will go home.
Yeah, I don't see the Jazz as a team built to come back from a 3-1 deficit. I really don't.
If they do, I will be more surprised than anything.
More surprised as the collapse of Dallas, how they fell short even with Luka coming back? Or just Dallas is somehow rallying behind the fact
I think I'll be more surprised.
They needed a challenge or something.
I'm more surprised at the Jazz if they make the comeback than Dallas collapsing. Because I can, I know myself. I'm going to be like, well, look, I didn't have any help, and da 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 da. But it's just like there's really nothing. There's no excuses for Utah. There's no excuses.
There really isn't. You've been here a couple times before. Come on, it's the same thing. You know what to do to win these games, and you're just underperforming.
Exactly. Gobert is non-existent. I think I
feel like he's on his way out.
I don't understand why he's always been the defensive player of the year. I think it's just kind of, and I've said this before. I think we have said this before.
Yeah, I'm sure we have.
Where he's just a name that they toss in, so to speak. Yes, obviously to be an NBA defensive player of the year, yes, it takes an exuberant amount of skill, but I think it's hollow. I think it's empty calories.
Mm-hmm. That
he's just, the presence is there, and they're like, okay, let's just toss his name into the ring.
Yeah.
So, moving on. Your Golden State Warriors are surprising the hell. It's a pool party over there, man. It's a pool party over there. Jordan Poole.
Oh yes.
Balling, Michigan alum. Might I add?
No.
So the man has been balling. We all had Golden State to go 6. Eric had Golden State in 7.
Oh wow.
Golden State in 7, and I wasn't mad at any of this tape, but this is going to be probably one of the first times in NBA history that the reigning MVP will be swept in the first round of the playoffs. If Golden State pulls out this forward.
Is that a fact, huh?
I do believe so, yes.
Oh, wow. Golden State giving Denver the business. They getting PTSD'd out there.
I am surprised as all hell.
You're surprised? I'm surprised, especially with Curry coming off the bench these past, 2 games?
Yeah.
I mean, it's a different lineup, which is it's odd to see, but it seems to be working.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. You might have to stick with this for the rest of the way. Because you just swap them out. I mean, Clay's starting out. You swap them out whenever, and it's like you don't lose that the field goal percentage with their starters on the bench. So it's kind of impressive.
Yeah, it's really impressive. And I'm trying to look that I think. There's a lot of players hitting their playoff highs, actually. I think Jordan Poole, within his first 2 games, he had 50 or 60 points in his playoff debuts. I mean, you got a lot of people hitting their career high in playoffs. So
wow. I
think because you got DeMar DeRozan with 41. You got what's another one? Jimmy Butler with 45.
Jimmy.
You got Jalen Brunson from the Dallas Mavs with 41. You have a lot of these players. Here we go. Welcome to the pool party. His debut, Jordan Poole dropped 30 points in his playoff debut.
30?
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah, he was balling his ass off.
All right, Jordan Poole, I see you out here.
And then we talked about Memphis and Minnesota, man. Minnesota's on that scoreboard. I saw a meme where Minnesota's on that scoreboard of biggest leads blown, and they had the New England and Atlanta comeback, and then they had Minnesota had another one on there, but it was hilarious, dude. But
it's funny seeing these blown leads like this, especially at a lead of 20 plus.
20 plus, yeah.
I don't see how that's even possible.
I don't either, man. Something has to happen. Something. There's a twig that snaps on the Minnesota side of the ball and just collapse, man. Minnesota is a solid team with Anthony and Cat.
Yeah.
But they need that extra piece as well. I think Memphis is just a bunch of dogs. Just hungry, especially Ja. I love Ja Morant.
Ja is so hungry. I have to give it to him. I've seen him celebrate after shots on the sideline with his dad being there as well too, and it's just he's playing without a care. I think he's just happy to be here in this moment. I know he's taking the criticism, and now he's just saying, "Hey, look what I can do with you talking shit about me."
Yeah, it's really impressive to see Ja finally make his playoff debut, and for him to not disappoint.
I know.
I like seeing it. Anthony Edwards hit a playoff career high of 36, 38 points. So you got people balling, man. But I still got Memphis. I still want Memphis to pull this one out.
Did I pick Memphis? I feel like I did.
You got Memphis in 6. We all had Memphis in 6.
I feel like Memphis is like the old school mixtape rappers. Like they're hungry to get on, to get that contract, that deal. I feel like that's what Memphis is right now.
Okay.
If they could just make that push. Like,
I'm not mad about it. I'm really not mad about it, man. So I think it's going to be great. These playoffs. You know what? But what is your biggest surprise so far going down this entire all of these playoffs? What's been your biggest surprise thus far?
the simple fact that Boston is up 2-0 over Brooklyn, and both teams have put over 100 points.
Yeah.
In these games, I just don't understand. Brooklyn didn't squeak one of these out in Boston.
Yeah.
Just one. I was hoping, or hopeful at least, but geez, you're just sitting there with a goose egg right now. Boston just blew past you. So now you got to bounce back, hopefully, in Brooklyn, which I don't even know if they can, just because Boston seems to be on fire right now.
What do you think about that whole Kyrie situation, as far as him, flipping off the Boston fans and telling them to fuck off, and he ended up getting fined $50,000 for that. So
of course,
I kind of feel like Eric had a hot take about this one. So when he comes back next week,
we'll definitely have to ask.
We'll make sure we address that with him. But what's your take on Kyrie's attitude towards Boston fans?
I mean, if I was Kyrie, I knew this was eventually going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
I know it's been years since he played for the Celtics. It's been a while. You would think people would be over it, but in all honesty, if you're a Boston loyal fan, you're not going to be over it. Mm-hmm. Just like how Cleveland's probably not over LeBron leaving again for the second time.
Right.
They're just not over it. Like, they'll accept it, but at the same time, it's like, we hate you for doing this so much to us because you thought you were one of us.
Right.
So, I mean, Boston has some right to, be a little upset at Kyrie, but then at the same time, it's a game. You got to move on. You got to move forward. And, I don't know, Kyrie's just didn't seem like they moved on and was kind of upset and taken back because he was, I think, hoping for at least somewhat of a mixed crowd on his return. And
right.
Everyone was just booing him and cussing him out. And, of course, he gave him a double bird, flipped him off on that inbound pass. I think he even flipped off someone on a breakaway, fast break back on defense, too. So, I think the hatred is still there for Kyrie a little bit for Boston.
Yeah, and I heard Boston fans are some of the worst fans that you can get.
Yeah, they're really rough.
Yeah, I heard they're up there with, I think it's Utah or Denver. I remember people talking about, I think it was Utah, because remember Denver? The whole Westbrook thing in Utah? There was fans throwing like racial slurs.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Back when he was on OKC.
Yeah. And
I think it was Utah, but I think Boston is one of those, I mean, they got the
tough crowd, man.
They got the trophies to back it up. Not like the Lakers, though. But shots fired.
But
no. But I definitely think that I get it. Yes, and we've talked about this before, and we're essentially kind of beating a dead horse a little bit. But pandemic has changed people and how it's like everyone's social cues and social skills just kind of diminished ever so slightly. And especially when you're talking about these professional players, they are humans at the end of the day. Exactly. Yes, I get it. There's nothing like healthy trash talk, like you suck, you can't make that layup. But when you start getting personal,
that's when you cross that line.
And you keep doing it, I don't blame Kyrie for his actions, but I don't like the way that he did it.
Yeah.
There's a professional, I believe that there's a professional and a humble way to go about everything. For me, if I was Kyrie, I wouldn't even have addressed it. I would have let my skills, my ball handling, and the scoreboards speak for itself. So
yes.
if I was Brooklyn and if I was up 2-0 on them, I would take the Kobe mentality. Job's not finished. Job's not finished. When that series is done, then I'm going to talk a little shit about Boston. Okay. And then I'm going to keep it moving, right?
Yeah.
Don't talk shit until the job is done.
I like that.
Because you're going to end up with egg on your face. That's how I would have taken it. But, I mean, Kyrie's Kyrie. And you know how Kyrie has been very outspoken and true to his words and true to his beliefs, which I respect him for.
All season.
But this was not the way for Kyrie. Flipping especially flipping the bird on a defensive break. You're on a defensive break, bro. Go get the ball. Talk shit after the game. Focus on the game. Focus on one thing at one time.
Yeah. Yeah, this was a bad look for Kyrie. As you said, I agree with everything. Let my actions speak for themselves.
Mm-hmm.
I'll shit talk after the series is over. If we win or lose, it doesn't matter. Then I can shit talk, but not during the game. I need to be focused. As you say, he went about it the wrong way, and I think he even said something on his way back to the locker room after the game was over.
He was like, suck my dick.
So, come on, man. You got to be smarter about these actions and situations. But what is your biggest surprise now, seeing these playoff numbers or the series that you're more interested in?
Brooklyn and Boston would be one, but Golden State potentially sweeping Denver. I'm a little surprised on that one. And it's no knock to Golden State or Denver. I was just expecting this to be a series.
Yeah.
But this may be a gentleman's sweep. That would probably be... And then if I had to do a third one, it'd be the Dallas and Utah series so far.
Dallas and Utah? Yeah.
Yeah.
I think we're on the same page. So these could be two gentlemen's sweeps we're seeing with Philly knocking off Toronto and maybe Golden State and Denver.
Yeah, I know, and I know you got your Golden State, but I definitely think my top two favorite players are Luka and Devin Booker.
Luka and Devin Booker.
Yeah.
All right, I respect that.
I like that.
I respect that. What else we got going on for NBA?
All right, so NBA. So obviously we talked NBA injury updates. We can just kind of briefly mention this one. So the NBA award recipients. So I wanted to talk about just the people who are the finalists that are announced. So we got NBA Coach of the Year Taylor Jenkins from the Grizzlies, Eric Spoelstra from the Heat, Monte Williams for the Suns. And then we got the winner is, we already mentioned this, Defensive Player of the Year was Marcus Smart. And then we have Mikal Bridges from the Phoenix Suns, Gobert, and Marcus Smart. So, and it was all class between Mikal Bridges and Marcus Smart.
Oh, really?
Yes, it was all class. Mikal's like, I just want to be, where you're at now. And then Marcus Smart is like, one day you'll get there. It was no love lost. It was very humble interaction, and that's something that I like to see. You got NBA Most Improved Player. You got Darius Garland from the Cavaliers, John Morant from the Grizzlies, and DeJounte Murray from the Spurs. And I think Jordan Poole should be on there.
Definitely.
Eric brought this up in our chat. Why isn't Jordan Poole not on there? And I think he's 100% right. Yeah. And I think Jordan Poole, in the back of his mind, that's why he's balling. He's like, I should be on that list too. And I don't blame him.
I agree with that, especially the way he showed out in his first playoff appearance. I mean, he's been improving. I don't know why Ja's on that list. Like, I know he's still, improving as well too, but I feel like he's kind of like, I don't want to say above this list, but kind of above it, like he
I can kind of see where it comes from.
Fit to be on this list as improved, because when I see improve, I just mean you've done a little bit more to get yourself noticed out there. Where
right.
Ja's like, I'm out here,
Right, yeah.
It's kind of weird to see him on that list at the same time, but I mean, it's still nice to see too that people are acknowledging it.
I would honestly maybe put DeMar DeRozan in Most Improved.
Definitely.
I can see him, but it's like that might be like an anomaly. But
I don't know. He kind of seems to bounce back and forth from that Most Improved to like I'm a superstar.
But like he was in the MVP conversation for a good majority of the season, so I'm thinking that's where if he's not on the MVP list, he should be in that Most Improved list.
And who is our MVPs or?
So we got Giannis, Joel, and the Joker again. All big men. Who do you think is going to win? So Joel Embiid is the scoring champion, and there's something that there's something about the scoring champion thing I want to bring up here. So Embiid had 30.6 points, 11.7 rebounds. Jokic had 27.1 points, 13.8 rebounds. Giannis had 29.9 points and 11.6 rebounds. So
close. All those numbers are
within a
close.
Within a hair. So, and then you got Rookie of the Year. You got Scotty Barnes from the Raptors, Detroit's own Cade Cunningham, Evan Mobley from the Cavaliers. And then you got NBA Sixth Man of the Year, Tyler Hero from the Heat, Cam Johnson from the Suns, Kevin Love from Cleveland Cavaliers.
Kevin Love's on this list?
I was actually a little surprised with that Kevin Love 6th man of the year because, man, when he was on Minnesota, he was a beast.
Kevin Love? I haven't seen a Kevin Love highlight in who knows how long, if I'm being honest.
I would probably put Tyler. Okay, so
give me Tyler on this.
Okay,
one. I can't do this with Kevin Love.
You got Tyler as your 6th man of the year, and Eric, we're going to ask you next week what your take is on this one. So I agree. Tyler Hero for 6th man of the year, and you said you got Tyler Hero as well, right?
I'm taking Tyler.
Who's your rookie of the year?
Oh, Elon Musk said he's going to shut down Twitter if we don't pick Cade, so I'm going with Cade.
I'm going to go with Evan Mobley. I'm going to go with Evan Mobley on that one. MVP.
Not a bad choice on either one of those two.
MVP, who you got?
Give me Embiid with Joker about to be swept right now, so I'll take Embiid on this one.
Yeah, I definitely think that this playoff thing...
This playoff thing is going to hurt him.
I don't think it's going to directly affect this MVP award, but I think it kind of like puts a slight little... It's like, oh, you won MVP, but you got swept in the first round.
A little stain if he does win it.
Yeah. I'm going to go Embiid. I'm going to go Embiid just because he's hungry. He's hungry, and I think that if he wins this is going to be more fuel to the fire. And I may not like him as a person because he's a troll, but you cannot deny the skill.
I feel like if he doesn't get that playoff push and make it to the finals in the East, at least he can look back on it and say, hey, I won MVP and be at least proud about that.
Exactly. Then you got most improved player. You got Garland, Morant, Murray.
I'm going to give it to Ja, but I don't think Ja needs to be put in this finalist or in the most improved. I would say Darius Garland, in all honesty. But since Ja is there, I just have to give it to Ja, you know?
Yeah. I'm gonna go Murray on this one.
Oh, you're going Murray?
I'm going Murray on this one just because I think that obviously Ja's the obvious answer, but I'm going based on the facts on this one. But,
I'm going on facts.
Obviously, Defensive Player of the Year. We all know who won that one.
Marcus
The last one,
second point guard ever to win it.
Yes,
behind the glove.
Behind the glove, and you see how the glove presented him with that award.
That was nice.
That was sweet.
That was cool.
That was really sweet. So, last one, NBA Coach of the Year. Like I said, Taylor Jenkins, Spoelstra, and Monte Williams. Grizzlies, Heat, Suns.
I guess give me Monty Williams just on how he's bounced back from last year as well too. But I mean you can't look past Taylor Jenkins on this one as well too. Spoelstra, I guess it's cool to include him, but I don't know. I kind of wasn't even looking at his way if I'm being honest.
Yeah, I would go Monte because this is his second nomination in a row.
Mm-hmm.
You gotta give it to him, man. You gotta give it to him. See what he's done with this Suns team, man. And now.
And to have his assistant now the head coach of the Pelicans, correct?
I think so.
Yeah,
I think so.
Yeah, I mean you got to give it to him, man. Like the man has someone else under his teaching, under his wing, and now the guy's a head coach that he's going up against in his first playoff matchup.
Yep, I think it's solid, man. I think it's really solid. So we kind of went over all of those stuff real quickly here. Next one is we're gonna switch topics here. We're gonna go NFL here. So we're going to go Debo Samuel. Debo. All right, so this...
What is going on with Debo, man?
This thing, I was very surprised at this because with this trade, he's actually requesting a trade. And I was very, very, very surprised with this one here. So he wanted a trade out. He requested a trade out. And you can see that there was a few other wide receivers that were holding out. You have Titans, A.J. Brown holding out as well. So
I think, Jarvis Landry
still
hasn't picked anybody. Odell still hasn't picked anybody either.
Yep. So as you pull up this article here, you got, and I quote, the 49ers reportedly want a king's ransom for Debo Samuel, which probably means 2 first-round picks, right? So
I mean, it's obvious. Yeah, they want a lot for this guy. Come on.
So Le'Veon Bell chimed in on this situation of Debo playing the running back wide receiver combo, right? Kind of like how Jabril Peppers did at Michigan, right? So Jabril Peppers was a jackknife or, a Swiss Army knife, played all different types of positions, So Debo Samuel wants to remain at one position only. And I don't blame him for it, right? If you got me playing two positions, then you better pay me just a little bit more money because I am doing the work of two positions, right?
Yeah, exactly.
So they don't want to pay Debo is what it sounds like because Debo's Debo, man. That's all I can say is what he's worth. His worth is weight in gold, right? So this King's ransom that the 49ers is going to want with 2 first-round picks, and they're probably going to ask for 5 or 6 picks, kind of like a Russell Wilson trade. Give me like 1 or 2 players, then 5 or 6 picks, right? Especially him being so young. Debo, where do you think Debo's going to go, man? Where do you think? Because he's been linked to Detroit. He's been linked to, I think, the Jets was another one. I don't know why the Jets keep popping up because if I'm
Jets need everything, man. So look,
but if I'm Debo or any other player, I'm not fucking going to the Jets, man. It's a career ender.
I know there's a couple teams linked to Debo, and I don't think it's about the money for Debo because I know the 49ers did try and offer him $19 million, but he rejected it and wanted $25. But as you said, his body's getting tired. He's tired of this wide receiver running back combo. He's tired of taking these hits. He just wants to play that one wide receiver position, and that's it. Mm-hmm. Get someone else to do your running back duties because his rushing attempts were up, and then his yards he averaged were down last season. So there's that. So 49ers, if you can't come to a clear deal to just let the man play wide receiver, and if you are honestly looking for a trade, don't sit here and ask for an arm, a leg, a kidney, a spleen, and everything for these trades. Because some of the teams I've been hearing are, as you said, the Jets,
Saints,
Patriots are up there as well too.
Yeah, and I think anybody. So
Jags. I know I threw in the chat. Aaron needs a new wide receiver. I don't know if that's going to happen, but I would like to see it. And at least, it could keep him happy in Green Bay, another year, but who knows as well. A surprise, though, was Kansas City and Baltimore I seen. For two of the teams out there.
Colts is another one, Kansas City, and then Jacksonville.
Yeah, you ain't going to Jacksonville.
I don't want to go to Jacksonville. Fuck that.
You ain't going to Jacksonville or the Jets. So
if I'm Debo, I'm going to look at, and if you said it's not about the money,
he just wants to play wide receiver. That's it. That's all he wants to do.
So you got 6 teams, right? Let's break them down again. So you got Jets, Patriots, Ravens, Colts, Chiefs, Jaguars. Where would you want to go?
Either send me to Baltimore or send me to Kansas City.
Facts.
I know I'm getting at least, if not a ring, close to a ring there.
Yeah.
In either one of those cities.
So if it's not about the money, man. So,
And I feel like Lamar would benefit more from having him.
I think so too.
I really do, but then again, it's like Lamar's trying to do everything himself. So if he can take a step back and just be quarterback and just let Debo be receiver, I think it could be a deadly combination.
I think so too. I kind of like that Ravens one slightly more than the Chiefs. I think he'll be more valued on the Ravens rather than the Chiefs.
Yeah. Then he doesn't have to deal with any bullshit TikToks.
That too. It's not about the money, it's about the TikToks.
TikToks. Come on, join Juju with the TikTok. No, Juju, come on.
Be like, nah, I quit. I quit. All right, man. So this is your topic, right? So Red Wings Zamboni driver sues over termination. What's that about?
Oh,
I did not hear anything about that. And I was near the old Joe Louis Arena yesterday.
Oh, man. So this is a story in itself. So the guy, I'm going to butcher his last name, but it's Al Sobotica or something like that.
Okay.
It's something like that. But he's been with Olympic Entertainment, who runs the Joe and the Red Wings and everything like that, since 1971.
Longer than you've been alive.
1971, and they let him go not too long ago by misconduct or misbehavior, something like that. So now he is suing the Red Wings for wrongful termination of discrimination.
Discrimination, okay.
Yeah. So what happened was, I believe in February, the man is, of course, an older gentleman. He has, I believe, prostate issues.
Okay.
So he has to, frequently urinate a lot.
Okay.
So one of the times when he got through cleaning the ice with the Zamboni, he went back, parked the Zamboni, and instead of going to the bathroom, which, he probably should have, but then again, he's an older gentleman. He has, health issues as well, too. He was caught by another male employee peeing down the drain where the Zamboni was parked at, where basically the water and ice run off into this like sewage drain. So the guy ended up snitching on him, telling, head offices what had happened. They brought him in. They eventually, suspended him for a couple of weeks. Then afterwards, just let him go. The kicker to this is that the guy who seen him do this and snitched on him is now the new Zamboni driver for the Red Wings. Yeah.
That's fucked up. You did that shit on fucking purpose.
So that's what happened.
Dirty. That's dirty. I'm torn with this one. I really am torn because, yes, it is an older gentleman. He's been there for 51 years. And the prostate issues. I'm going to go back to what I said about Kyrie Irving. There's always a professional way to go about it, right? So so the dude who snitched on the Zamboni driver, the old Zamboni driver, he could have went, hey, I just saw him peeing, yada, yada, yada. Or he could have went to them to just say, hey, I'm worried he was doing this. I know he's got prostate issues. Can you guys talk to him, right? Then obviously you leave it up to management. But how that story sounds, it's like, okay, now I got something on you. I'm going to go tell the bosses, and then that'll get me the Zamboni driver, right? Position. So,
like, I want your job. That's a hot job right here.
And you probably get paid decent money for driving the Zamboni.
Pretty decent money. I mean, sometimes you're on TV, too. You're kind of like a hometown favorite, especially for our Red Wings, too.
Right. It's just fucked up, man. It's bad because I feel like if I'm management, just say, hey, I know what happened. I know this is the first time that you've done something like this. So, we have to take action, but please just don't let this happen again.
Yeah.
If it happens again, we'll have to have another conversation, right? Just kind of give him a forewarning. And I don't know the guy's work history, so if this is his first strike or first offense, so to speak, in 51 years, you got to give him the benefit of the doubt on that one. Like, he's been loyal to your company for 51 years, and it's almost just like saying you were looking for an excuse just to fire him.
I know. That's why he's trying to fire back with this, discrimination of age, wrongful termination right now. But, man, 50 plus years, you've given your heart, your time to this company, and then you just let me go just because some person who, probably my assistant, caught me, peeing down this drain because he wanted my job so bad.
Yep.
You just let me go? Nah. And I feel like this is probably his first offense, if anything, especially after 50 years,
Right, man. Like, older people at work normally just kind of stay in their own lane and then just like do the job and go home, and then they don't cause too much of a ruckus. Or obviously you have the older people who are old and cranky and cause a ruckus, and whatever the case may be. But I'm kind of torn, man. I'm kind of torn on this one too because I need more details on this.
I really am too, because like I said, it sounds really shady of my man to go and be like, hey, I caught him doing this. You should let him go. He shouldn't be exposing himself like this. Come on, man. The dude has been here longer than you have. He's seen every Red Wings game known to man.
Right.
Come on, don't be like this.
I think it's just fucked up. It's just fucked up, man. It's just really fucked up. So, switching topics here. So I want to bring something up. We brought this up in our chat, right? So the biggest collapse in sports history.
Ew.
So we have your Warriors.
Okay, why are we
73-9 regular season, first ever unanimous MVP, led in the finals 3-1, and still lost. Then you got obviously the Atlanta New England Patriots, 28-3 with 2:12 left in the third.
Still haunts me to this day.
Then I don't know. This most people are saying Atlanta in the Super Bowl, but Greg Norman in the Masters was worse. It's equivalent to blowing that huge lead with 9 minutes to go in the fourth quarter and losing by almost the same amount as the lead squandered. So that's a golf reference. I'm not entirely too familiar with that one.
Yeah, me either.
Someone saying Maple Leafs in 2013 blow a 4-1 lead with 5 minutes left in Game 7 to win a first playoff series since 2004. They still haven't won a playoff series since 2004. And then you got La Remontada, football. PSG won the first game 4-0. Barca scored 3 goals in the last 8 minutes of the second game to advance 6-5 on aggregate and knock out PSG. And then there's the Michigan, which is in our intro, fumbling the snap, so there's your revenge. 2004 Yankees when they blew the lead to the Boston Red Sox in Game 7. And then the Texas Rangers in 2011 World Series still hurts my heart till this day. So bottom of the ninth, 2 out, runners on first and second base. The count is 1-2, and Texas still lost. And the score was 7-5.
These are all good.
I'm not done yet.
Oh, no.
Houston Oilers blowing a 32-point lead over the Bills in the 1992 AFC wildcard game. That was the last one. So, obviously that is a lot to go through, but what has been your biggest sports collapse?
It probably has to be the 3-1 lead because you have time off for the rest of these games, which kind of upsets me a little bit more because it's like you have time to fine-tune whatever it is you need to work on to make things work for the next game. Just to win one, you just need one extra game. That is it.
Yep. I would say that 3-1 series blown lead as well. Obviously, the Michigan State one sucked, but I feel like we've seen more of those in college football than a 3-1 series loss. You know?
Yeah, because, I mean, anything can happen. It's still that same game. It's a couple seconds. I mean, I've seen a touchback ran back for a touchdown.
Right. It was Auburn and
the Iron Bowl game.
The Iron Bowl game, yes.
Yeah, we've seen that happen.
That's another one. That could be another one, too.
And I'm like, you actually got this live through and see this happen in real time, and you're just like, oh, okay.
Plus the rivalry between the Warriors and Cleveland at that time.
Yeah.
I think it's like the perfect storm of, you cap off a 73-9 season. By the way, I didn't watch that last season game because that was Kobe's last game. I was watching that instead of them going 73-9.
Oh, of course.
So I was watching that, and then you got, I think didn't LeBron average like a triple-double in that final series?
I think so.
So you have that mixed in with that, and then the 3-1 series lead, and then you have your first ever unanimous MVP in Steph Curry. It's the perfect storm for a collapse, you know?
It really is. Man, God. And you had to bring it up, too. And
I'm sorry. I didn't bring it up. This is just one of those things, like, I love seeing this type of stuff. So,
and then we had the Man in Arena series go on, and we had to relive the whole Atlanta thing with that. So it's like, oh, really?
That's when I did the whole swap jersey thing.
Which is still funny to this day.
I don't
care.
I'm surprised I got away with that one. But, you know.
I just want to know how you pulled it off that whole night. Like,
were
you uncomfortable at all?
I was a little warm because it's like jerseys do not breathe, as you know. So I had, and it's like February, March, and I got it. You know, I got something like a little hoodie on, and then I'm like, all right, I'm going Patriots. You know, whatever the case may be. And then I had my Falcons one underneath it, and then I had my Falcons on top, Patriots underneath it because I was like, oh fuck the Patriots, you know. And then when that came back happened, like I was like, let's go. So like I ripped it off, and then I think like everyone was like, oh shit. So I wish someone recorded that moment because I would love to relive that moment. But
I wish someone did. That was a funny moment.
I don't think I could ever recreate that because if I do it again, they're gonna know something is up. If I come in with the jersey, they're gonna be like, check underneath, check underneath.
Yeah, they're checking you at the door.
So that was a whole new thing. But speaking of sports, I know you have this Jerry West versus HBO. Is still that Showtime Lakers thing? I haven't even started that yet.
Yeah, so it's a winning time on HBO Max with the rise of the Lakers dynasty. Jerry West is very upset with HBO, and he wants an apology like right now.
Oh, really?
Because apparently they're depicting him in a way where he is this weird rageaholic, person that just breaks and destroys things. Like, they're basically painting him out to be the villain or the bully of the series.
Oh, okay. Every story's got to have one. But.
Yeah, every story's got to have one. But I really enjoy, the show. I enjoy the series a lot. And before anything else, before and after the show, they have in bold print, this is a dramatization of real life events that have happened and taken place. Of course, they're going to mix in, some other little storylines here for filler just to make it interesting a little bit, But then again, like when you watch it at the same time, you're like, well, this was, the 70s, 80s. Magic Johnson was a little wild back then.
Right.
It wasn't that just one time he slipped up and didn't wear a condom. I mean, I think back then in the day, no one was really wearing condoms and worried about STDs. So I feel like a young guy out in LA, he got into some little trouble with some women here and there. So if this happened, in the way that they're portraying in the show, then it happened. But at the same time, for Jerry West to just be upset that HBO of depicting him in this type of way, I mean, man, you wrote a book that literally stated that you hated coaching the Lakers at times. You said that in your book that you hated coaching the Lakers. It wasn't until recently when Dr. Buss bought the team, drafted Magic Johnson, and they started winning that it was like, oh, I really do, enjoy this Laker team. Because you went multiple finals without getting over that hump of being NBA champion in his career. Mm-hmm. So, of course, you're going to be a little, salty, a little upset.
Didn't Jerry West go like 1-9 or something like that? No, not 1-9, but he was like 1-5 or something like that.
I want to say it was like 0-4. Like, he got the Lakers to the finals, but he can never win it.
Okay. I'd have to double check on that.
And I mean, this guy is your NBA logo. He's your silhouette.
Which needs to be changed, by the way.
Which does need to be changed. But at times, some comments came up that, he was a little racist, too. Because, I mean, he didn't want to draft Magic Johnson. He wanted Larry Bird. But,
of course,
Dr. Buss wanted, Magic Johnson. He wanted that game changer. He wanted that playmaker out there on the floor. So I can see where, Jerry West is upset with HBO because he doesn't want to be seen as this type of person. But if it happened, it happened, man. I mean, live with it. You're wiser now. Just deal with it and grow.
So Jerry West played 9 times in his 14 seasons. West Lakers made the finals. They lost 8, the first 6 times to the Celtics, and he got his only NBA title in the Lakers record-setting 1971-72 season. So went 1 for 9.
Yep.
Okay. But yeah, that's. Yeah. I mean, I get it. You're growing up in a time where your racism is still very fresh, and I mean really fresh.
Oh yeah.
And it still kind of is to this day. But so you bring up the dramatization. Yes, of course. You need drama in a show to keep that show going, to keep the audience
interested. Yeah.
Exactly. So I get where he's coming from, but I think it's kind of one of those. It could be one of those things where they're depicting him in this light, and it's truthful, and he's like even more hurt about it for the simple fact of it's showing truth. Mm-hmm. So I don't know Jerry West as a person, but yeah, exactly. I definitely think that there is some truth to the show.
Yeah, so. I definitely think so too. I mean, it's really interesting. Like, of course, we're not going to think everything in this show actually happened. We're not going to be, this is 100% truthful. No, we're going to take it with a grain of salt. We know like some things are just brought up to like keep people interested, to be excited about the next episode, to see what happens. I believe it's only 10 episodes, if I'm correct. And they're like halfway through it as it is. So
yeah, I need to watch. I've been watching a little bit of anime. So I started a new anime show called Jujutsu Kaisen. It's pretty badass.
I feel like I've heard that name
JJK
before.
for short. But yeah, my sister-in-laws have a good way of persuading me to. I can't talk today. Persuading me to watch these new anime shows. So obviously, Attack on Titan is done. Demon Slayer is done for now. So I'm starting this. And it's basically people fighting curses, which is kind of like ghosts, and these curses can take over bodies and transform people. It's really interesting. It's only one season out in a movie, and it's 24 episodes. If you are into anime, I definitely recommend checking that one out. Okay. And then next one, I'm probably going to start that Naruto, honestly.
So is that is it on HBO Max or
yes.
What's that? Okay.
JJK is on HBO Max, and each episode is 20-25 minutes long. So you get
all right, yeah.
Yeah, because I called off work last week or a few weeks ago because I wasn't feeling too good. Yeah. So I just stayed in the bed and I binge watched 12 episodes.
I love those type of days.
Oh man, it was so great. I mean, obviously I felt like kind of crap, but I was like the days to kind of just pump the brakes on. It's like, this is what I needed.
It's just a refresher, you know.
Yeah, definitely much needed. And then you got the story of Nike and Jordan going Hollywood. So they're making a movie of how Jordan signed to Nike, and I think who do they have so far?
Here's the
cast.
I don't know the cast exactly, but I don't mind the idea of them doing this because it would be interesting. It would be cool. It would be different. I don't like the fact that Matt Damon and Ben Affleck are co-writing this.
Oh, they are?
They are co-writing this story, and I'm just like, do they know anything of what happened? Where are they getting this facts from? How are they doing this? I more or less would have had someone from ESPN 30 for 30 try and shoot this to make a big time movie, move from these documentary series to the big screen. But no, you got Matt Damon and Ben Affleck to co-write this story. I'm so confused as to why.
My expectations are not high.
Yeah, knowing this, is Michael Jordan influencing them a little bit, or hey, this is what happened. This is how Nike persuaded me to go with them, or are they just running off the top of the head? Oh yeah, this is what happened back in the day.
I hope so. I hope that they get their shit together. I really hope that they get their shit together. Because
I don't need another Good Will Hunting. I really don't. I like them apples. I don't need that.
I'm not too crazy about that one either. So, man, that's crazy. Speaking of movies, we got a new trailer.
Ooh. Yeah, and, the Thor trailer came out.
Thor trailer, Love and Thunder, correct?
Yeah,
Love and Thunder. So, that trailer...
First off, did you get to see it?
I did. I did. I was like, I definitely got the 80s theme because obviously, who was playing the song that was playing in the trailer?
Guns N' Roses, Sweet Child of Mine.
Sweet Child of Mine. And every time I think of Sweet Child of Mine, I always think of Step Brothers when they're in the car. Every time. So when I heard that song...
That was actually an idea that they wanted to go with instead of using the actual Guns N' Roses song. They were going to use them in the car singing it.
Wait. So, Chris Hemsworth in the car?
No. So, the four people in the car from Step Brothers, they were going to use that audio instead of going, full, professional using Guns N' Roses.
Oh, okay.
Which, I don't know. I kind of would have liked that as well, too.
Yeah. Who knows? But, no, going back to the Thor trailer, I'm excited for it. I'm really excited. You saw Natalie Portman as woman Thor, and you said that you were a little confused by that.
I was a little confused just because there's not a lot of context, and of course it's a teaser trailer, so of course we're just getting you interested, we're getting you excited about the movie that's going to come out. So I was a little confused, I don't know what direction they're going with this. I know Fat Thor is now going to be transforming into Skinny Thor. He's kind of giving up being an Avenger. at one point in the trailer, they actually see him planting the
Mjolnir?
Yeah.
Not the actual
not the actual one, but the one from Groot and everything in the soil. And then he's like, yeah, I'm just done being a superhero. I'm just going to chill out. Because it's kind of weird because they're like, this is Thor. Why is this happening? I don't know what's going on. Then you got the Guardians of the Galaxy in there as well, too. So it was like a lot in one trailer that didn't fully make sense, which I'm hoping in like the next trailer get a little bit more context as well,
I think we will.
And then we actually get to see the first look at Christian Bale playing Gore. Yeah.
Gore. I'm not I love Marvel, but I'm not super detailed down to the comic books. So you're going to have to dumb that one down for me.
So Gore is like the first, I guess you can say, God killer, the essential being. He basically has a sword that he took and killed the god from nowhere. Remember that floating planet head in the movie series? Yeah. So he kills that god and basically makes this sword from his energy that basically goes around killing other gods. And of course, Thor being a god, he's basically on the hunt for him.
Gotcha.
So, yeah, I don't think he's going to look the exact same as they have him in the comics, but it'll be interesting as well, too, because they've actually already got toys out right now of him. So,
you know what? How awesome would it be to be cast in a Marvel movie? Villain,
sign
hero.
Me up now.
Man, if I got a role like a secondary character like Drax, I would be ecstatic.
I don't care. I'll play the background.
I will play the shit out of that role. By the way, Marvel, if you want to cast us, please cast us.
Yes, just
I'll be an extra. I don't give a shit. I just want to be around those people. That's it.
Just hit us up. You know where to find us at. Instagram, YouTube, Facebook. Just
speak your piece. 313. There you go.
Just message us. That's all I got to say. I am halfway through Batman right now.
What do you mean halfway through Batman?
I'm halfway through Batman because I started it. What's it? Wednesday or Thursday, something like that. It was late already. It was like 9 o'clock.
You can't, bro. That's a 3-hour movie.
I know. I looked at it too. I'm like, dude, I can't. But I really want to.
You got to start that. You got to start that like dinner time, like 6 o'clock. Take it to 9 o'clock, and then.
I'm really gonna have to start this over because actually I don't even know what part I'm at right now.
Start it over. Start it over at a reasonable time. You can't start that shit that late.
I feel like I'm at the bank part where the Riddler calls him on the phone and everything, and he has to answer those 3 riddles and...
Oh, the funeral.
Wait, is that the funeral?
Is that the funeral?
Oh, yes, it is. Yep, the funeral scene. Yep. The funeral scene, yeah. So
Riddler
I'm at
was
that part.
very well done in that movie, might I add.
I'm at that part, and I'm like half paying attention to it.
Bro,
I was half paying attention. I'm like, oh, this is cool. And then I'm like, all right, it's a little boring right now. I don't know if I can keep watching this. So yeah, I cut it off. But yeah, I gotta probably start it over from the beginning.
You have to. You have to, man.
I'm hoping that it gets a little bit more interesting.
It does, but keep in mind, as Eric and I talked about it, it's more of the detective side of Batman.
Which I like.
It's more of a villain origin story. It's more kind of focused on the villains and then Batman solving the riddles and stuff like that. So,
which I like, because I seen it a little bit. I was like, all right, he's like, using his flashlight, looking through his maze, like, oh, there's like hidden words underneath. Then there's a letter to him, addressed to him.
Mm-hmm.
Then he's like looking around the mansion and he sees, oh, blood splatter here. It's kind of like uniquely drawn out. I'm like, all right, this is interesting.
It's nice, yeah. It's not like super action packed, so you got to bear with it. It's worth it. I enjoyed it. Me and my wife went, and we enjoyed it a lot. Obviously, I'm more Marvel than DC, but you know damn well that if DC's going to pump out a movie, we're going to go watch it.
The only thing I don't like is that I think we've gotten so used to Marvel having this consistent run of everything just kind of flowing together, kind of merging together one after another, that they keep changing up the Batman and doing another remake movie of Batman where instead of just keeping that one character and then keeping it going, the same actor playing that one character over a long period of time, like I missed that from DC.
Right.
I know you got it with Wonder Woman, but still at the same time, like I need all of those other characters just to be that same actor to match up.
Well, I mean, to kind of quickly side note, the Flash star Ezra Miller.
Yeah.
They pushed that movie back to 2023, and he keeps getting arrested. Ezra Miller keeps getting arrested, bro.
For what?
In the last month or two, he's been arrested like 2 or 3 times.
For
One
what?
for like throwing a chair through a window at a restaurant and it hitting a woman in the glass from the chair being thrown, had a laceration on her forearm, and then in Hawaii he was like choking somebody out in Hawaii. Bro.
The dude from Justice League, the Flash.
Yes, the Flash, yes. And apparently he has pronouns that he goes by. I think it's they and he. It's very hard to keep up with the pronouns, but
wait, is he trans?
I don't think he's trans. I think he just goes by pronouns.
Okay. All right.
All right.
That's different. All right. I
Let
don't
me-
think I've ever seen, like, I guess you could say a guy going by pronouns, but okay. I mean, I'm with it.
Let's
Hey,
see here.
it's a new world out here.
They, them pronouns.
Well, them about to get locked up again.
Yeah, so he has been arrested a few times. So I'm going to look up,
Dude, they all might need to look for a new Flash.
so
Being honest, dude.
everyone is requesting for Grant Gust from the Flash TV series
Yeah.
to be cast as him. And he would make a perfect Flash.
Yeah,
He's kind of like, he's got the smart aspect of Flash. But if I'm Urza, man, and I say Urza because pronouns are very confusing for me, so
They're
I just
confusing
call
for me
them,
too.
so I
Okay.
just call people by their actual name
Yeah.
because it helps me. It helps me. So, so he was arrested in Honolulu because on suspicion of assault early Tuesday. Okay, so he's been arrested twice.
Oh my
in
god.
Hawaii,
This guy.
So Miller became irate after being asked to leave a get-together at a Big Island home and threw a chair, hitting a woman in the forehead. Right, the woman refused treatment for a half-inch cut on her forehead, and he was arrested then. And then he appeared in a court meeting for an arrest last month at a karaoke bar. So, and then Miller was also charged with harassment after police said the actor grabbed a mic from a singing woman and lunged at a man playing darts. Miller was aggravated by the rendition of the Lady Gaga and Bradley Cooper ballad "Shallow."
He got upset at Shallow.
Apparently so. And then Miller received a traffic citation after police were called to a dispute in downtown Hilo. Hilo? I'm not entirely sure.
I think it's Hilo.
And this is an article from Time Magazine, by the way. So last month where Miller was uncooperative, refused to leave the area, and obstructed a sidewalk. So this guy has been, Urza has been arrested and been in trouble for these last few months. You were basically handed one of the key roles in a DC franchise. You were part of the Justice League, and you were doing stupid shit like this and blowing it. That would be like if someone handed you the role of Spider-Man or Batman or the Hulk or whoever. Doctor Strange, and you're just like,
narrow.
hey, fuck that.
Straight and narrow. That's it. Like, you will not see me out at any nightclubs, anything like that. Look, I am not fucking up this bag if I'm Spider-Man.
And you just, and you know if you get a role like that, you're good for the next 10 years, because if they keep doing movies, and especially if you're the Flash, dude, you're the equivalent of Doctor Strange in that timeline where you can hop in any fucking movie that you truly want or can be cast in any movie because you could jump timelines. Come on, bro.
I did not know this guy was fucking up that much.
He was fucking up that much.
And as you said, I watched like the TV Flash series. I like the character, that the guy who plays the Flash in there. So, I mean, it would be a nice move to just move him in there if he continues. I don't know if he's going to trial or going to be in jail for any longer, but if he continues down that path, yeah, you're going to need to look at somebody else. Because
DC's going to have, like, look, dude, this is it.
Because, I mean, was it Zack Snyder? I mean, he does an amazing job at his movies, especially the Justice League, the Snyder Cut one as well, too. So, if you can keep him on and keep doing all these other DC movies, at least make it, like, action-packed but a little dark at the same time too, like you're gonna catch on that fan base. Like you're gonna start stealing a couple Marvel fans if you can keep doing that.
Yeah, exactly. So that
man, I did not know he was messing up like that.
So, obviously, we're going to switch topics here a little bit. So, we want to bring up the death of a legendary figure in music. So, New York's own DJ K. Slay passed away April 17th. I'm not entirely sure how he passed. Complications from COVID.
Yes, long battle with COVID. I believe like 4 months. It was from December.
January 2022. Said he was in the hospital after contracting COVID-19, but was in a recovery state. He died in New York from COVID-19 on April 17, 2022, at the age of 55. Man. So he was the American disc jockey, record executive from New York City. He's referred to by the New York Times as hip-hop's one-man ministry of insults. He released 4 studio albums: The Street Sweeper, Volume 1, The Street Sweeper, Volume 2, The Champions, North Meets South, and More Than Just a DJ. So I just want to say I'm not too familiar with his work, but it's very sad to see an icon like this, especially in hip-hop. So I want to say rest in peace to DJ K. Slay, and, peace to his family, friends, and loved ones. Jeremy, do you have anything to add?
Yeah, once again, it's sad to see another legend taken away from this world. I mean, even though last week we just said 2 of them passed away as well, so adding another one to that list. And 55, I believe you said. Mm-hmm. I mean, that still doesn't seem like old to me,
Yeah.
Like, it still seems like you had so much more life left to live and life to give. I mean, started out as a graffiti artist and slowly moved into music soon enough with all the mixtapes, and as I said, all those albums helped put on a lot of other artists as well, including, the great Kendrick Lamar, 50 Cent, Cameron, Dipset. It's sad to see, man, going away so soon, especially with COVID and everything.
Yeah.
It just goes to show that, hey, COVID is still out here. It is still no joke, especially to the people who have literally basically latched onto their bodies and not letting go. Mm-hmm. So we're praying for not only his family, but for everyone who is experiencing that, that COVID feeling right now, who just can't seem to shake it. It will pass. Just continue to pray on it, and we continue to pray for you. But given that, we'd like to give a moment of silence for DJ K. Slay right now. Evan, does that go with you?
Of course.
All right, moment of silence. Thank you, man. I appreciate that.
Of course, man. So we're going to stick with the music thing here going. Any new music that you've been listening to? So I kind of took up, Eric, and listened to that Fabio album.
Oh, you did?
I did. I really enjoyed it.
Oh, really?
I kind of liked Fabio because he has a song called Cooped Out with Famous Dex. I really enjoyed that one.
Okay.
So I took a listen to it, and it's a pretty nice album, I got to say. And that What's My Name sample?
Yes.
Bro, instant banger.
Yeah?
That's probably my favorite song off the album. So Eric got me with that one. There's a few
I know Pusha T's album came out. I haven't really got a chance to fully listen to it. I think I had time for 2 tracks, the first 2, and that was it.
Nah, yeah, I haven't really been. I love how Spotify has a release radar kind of little compilation. It's updated every Friday. So Ed Sheeran came out with a song with Lil Baby called Two Step.
Wait, what?
Yeah. So Ed Sheeran and Lil Baby. I'm very curious. I'm definitely gonna listen to that after this. But Logic came out with a new song, Tetris. Pusha T, as you mentioned, he came out with his album.
Ed Sheeran and Lil Baby. Where are these combinations coming from?
Hell if I know, dude. Hell if I know. But I'm not mad about it. So we have.
I'm not mad about it either. But who hooked these two up together?
Who knows, man? So you had Pusha T's album coming out yesterday. Then Future's album is coming out next week. Jack Harlow's is the week after that, and then
Jack
Kendrick
Harlow.
Lamar is coming out on the 13th of May. So, obviously, a lot of big names, but which one are you kind of most excited for? Between those four.
I'm putting my money all in on Jack Harlow's album, but I'm really excited to see and hear something new from Kendrick.
Yeah.
So, like, I don't know. I'm torn between the two. I really want this Jack Harlow album, but I really want to listen to Kendrick.
Yeah, I'm kind of on that one too. Kendrick, I do really enjoy Kendrick's music, but I don't understand it because it's a lot of deep meaning, symbolic type of music, and I don't really understand that type of shit. So I enjoy his music, but I may not understand it. So I am really looking forward to Kendrick's album because it's been, 5 or 6 years? Something like that?
Yeah, since
Damn?
Damn.
That came out, 2016? 2016, 17?
16, 17? I want to say, yeah, around there.
So I'm excited for that one. Obviously, Pusha T's album, I'm excited to listen to Pusha's album. Future,
just know that it's going to be sensational.
it's gonna be sensational. I don't know. Future's albums are
They're different.
They sound a lot of the same type of shit over and over again to me.
I can see that.
Yeah, I know you have the Future Hive and all this other stuff. Our friend Cecil, he's a big Future fan. So he's probably looking forward to that one. But I think the anticipation for Jack Harlow's is huge.
Yeah.
And Eric mentioned it last week or the week before, but Jack Harlow has something. Jack Harlow's on the heel of being the face of the new generation here.
Oh, really? You think so?
I think so. With this, he had the glamorous flip and everything, and then he was nominated 3 times at the Grammys for that Industry Baby song. Mm-hmm. So I think, as Eric said, he is on the cusp of kind of being like the next Drake, or following that path of Drake, of hopping on a feature and making that song that much better. Because, Eric said it last week or week before, dude, you could have an artist, like, I don't even know who this dude is, and then you see featuring Drake, hell yeah, I'm going to give that a listen. And Drake just elevates that song so much better. So I think Jack Harlow has the capability of doing something like that. It's just elevating songs.
I can see that. I want to see where else he's gonna, or who are the other features on his album as well too. Because I can only anticipate. I mean, you already had this with Lil Nas X. He's had an amazing track record with, everyone else as well too. I guarantee the Baby's probably going to be on this album, definitely. Maybe Lil Baby. The question keeps popping up: who had the better year, Lil Baby or Drake? Or who is having the better year? I guess you could say.
I'd probably say Lil Baby.
Lil Baby?
Yeah, because I'm sorry, Certified Lover Boy was trash.
Yeah, high hopes for that Drake. High hopes.
It was trash.
Yeah, it wasn't. It left us wanting more, and we didn't really get that. Drake, you're still up there, but
we may be seeing the decline.
The downfall of Drake?
I think the decline. This album did not help.
That's going to be sad to say, man, because my man has had hits after hits.
Yes. We just talked about it last week of 2016 was Drake's year. In 6 years, if you think about it, he went from the top of his game all the way down. But that's not to take away from what Drake did, but at the same time, that album did not help, brother.
That's sad to say, too. You hate to hear these drop-offs and declines from all these artists that we grew up on, Mm-hmm. It's really sad to say, but it's refreshing to see this new class come in, although I am a little sick of the littles, the Lil Baby, Lil Drake, Lil Durk, y'all need to figure out another name. I'm serious right now.
Yeah, I don't know why
that trend is happening.
That stuck around. I really don't know why.
I don't know why either. I do have a question for you for hip hop wise. I came across this as well, just scrolling through Twitter. What are some of your favorite album covers? And I don't mean
covers,
and I don't mean artists covering other artists' songs on their CD. I mean the front CD case, your album cover.
Oh, man, you know, I never really looked. Honestly, I never looked at the album covers.
Because I got a couple in mind that kind of.
You go first. You may jog my memory with some of your mentions.
Eminem's first album, the Slim Shady LP. I don't know if you remember that cover.
Yep.
It's kind of like bluish purple.
It was like the purple and had the car on the dock.
Car on the dock with supposedly Kim's foot out of the trunk, and then him and Haley by the little docks.
Yeah.
Over by the seat. Yeah. So that was one of them. Linkin Park's Reanimation with the kind of the robot.
Yeah.
That was another one. Joyner Lucas.
The ADHD one?
ADHD. It's kind of trippy.
The hands over.
Yeah, it's really trippy. And
okay.
I like that one just because, like, oh, this is wow. This is unique. This is back when people actually cared a little bit more about, what the front of their album looked like. So those were some cool ones that I've seen before.
Yeah, I like that one too. I'm gonna go Linkin Park as well. The Hybrid Theory album cover.
Okay.
I'm gonna go with that. I
know there's a ton of them too.
Oh man, I gotta go through Spotify. I gotta go through Spotify real quick. Man.
I like the Kanye West's first one, College Dropout.
Yeah,
with him and the bear. It was different.
That was another one. I think. Let's see here. Man, this one's tough.
I know, right?
Made me think on this one.
I was gonna say some weird stuff, but then it's like everyone just seems to have like their face on the cover, and then that's it.
I would say A$AP Rocky's Long Live A$AP album.
Okay, the flag, yeah.
Yeah, the flag. I thought that one was pretty cool. I'm going to go rock on this one here. It's gonna be kind of very basic, but Avenged Sevenfold, City of Evil, kind of looks like a Skull album. Shout out to Paul. He got me on Avenged Sevenfold.
Oh, real?
Yeah, he did. Way back in high school. That Big Sean Finally Famous album cover.
I listened to Finally Famous again, like not too long ago too.
It's hard, isn't it? It's dope.
I can't say enough about Big Sean. I even downloaded the Dat Piff app just to listen to some old mixtapes of Big Sean.
Man, they don't make albums like they used to, man.
They really don't.
I'll tell you that. And then I would probably have to say Chris Brown's album Heartbreak on a Full Moon.
Okay.
It's got like the moon and it's got like an actual heart in the middle of it. So I thought that one was probably like really different. So I really enjoyed that one. So that was a good question, man.
They don't make mixtapes like they used to. They don't make album covers like they used to. It's weird. It's sad to see this trend kind of dying, I guess you could say. Because everyone's just doing just the simple, oh, this is my face. This is what the album is. Yeah. That's who I am. That's it.
That's nuts, man. Yeah. You got any stories for us, man?
I do. I got a couple stories, man. I know you probably heard them as well, too. But did you hear about the man who burned down Home Depot?
Burned down Home Depot?
Yes.
Oh, boy. What for? What for?
All right. So this guy was already sketchy as it is inside this Home Depot in California. He was actually looking to steal some tools. So he thought a distraction would somehow be to set fire to, the lumber in the lumber area over there. But backfiring because on his way out, of course, security caught him. So he immediately dropped his stuff and ran. But the fire was still going on and kind of spread to all other areas of Home Depot. And as you know, I don't know, well, maybe you might know, but if you've been in Home Depot, there's a lot of flammable stuff in the Home Depot. So It went from the lumber area and then just kind of continued on to all the other flammable areas and literally burnt down this 90,000 square feet Home Depot in California. Some people say you could actually see the smoke and the place burning from space.
Wow. What a dumbass. What a fucking dumbass.
All to steal some tools, man.
God.
All to steal some tools. And one other story, I know your wedding has already passed. E's wedding is coming up as well, too.
Very, very soon.
Very soon.
Very, very soon.
Yeah. So I don't want to scare you or, maybe forewarn you, but maybe, eat a piece of the food and see how you feel a little bit, a couple minutes afterwards.
What the hell are you talking about?
Because apparently this bride and her caterer.
I didn't hear about this.
Yeah, this bride and her caterer apparently drugged their guests with the sticky icky.
Stickiest of the icky?
Stickiest of the icky. And guests didn't know what the hell was happening. All I know is people were walking around, some people's stomach was hurting, some had blurry double vision. Yeah, I mean, we kind of know what all entails with, the weed intake, what could happen, excessive heart rate and everything like that. So guests were a little freaked out, and then they started asking the waiting staff and the caterer, like, hey, is there something strange in the food? I don't feel so good. I don't feel well. And someone asked, hey, is there marijuana in this? And the caterer literally replied, yes. Thinking that they were joking, they asked them again, and once again, they said yes. So, of course, they went to the bride and asked her for her thoughts on it and if she knew, and she said, yes, I thought it would be funny.
That's fucked up. I'd be mad as hell. I'd be mad as hell.
So, the only reason why this escalated a little bit more is because afterwards, when someone found out about it, they eventually called 911. They came out to, help everyone, all the guests at the wedding reception, and took some food samples to, see if marijuana was actually in all these foods. But yes, the bride and the caterer are now being charged for drugging their guests.
That's fucked up.
So that's why I say next time when you're at weddings or something like that, eat a little bit of the food, because just, you might not know exactly what the intentions of, the bride and the groom are.
You know what? I got another bride story, and you may have heard this one. So this is as recent as, beginning of April. So this bride charged each guest $75 for their dinner plate at her wedding. $75. So let's say you and your girl go to a wedding, and the person's that you got a wedding next week, right? So
yeah.
This person charges $75 per person for a plate at their wedding.
Okay.
And people are actually saying that this is a common thing.
I don't think $75 is common, but I've seen 30, 45, 50, somewhere around that range,
Yeah, exactly. So I think, in my mind, the tradition is you basically give money to the bride and groom, and you pay for your plate.
Exactly.
So, I think the rule of thumb is like $40 to $50 per plate. So you give them $100, right? That pays for you and, your guests. Obviously, not everybody does that.
Of course.
But that's kind of generally the rule of thumb.
Yeah.
So, what do you think about that? $75 per plate?
That's really high. I want to know what type of food, I guess, was on the list.
You're charging me $75 and you're charging my wife $75.
It better be steak.
You better have some good shit.
It better be steak. Don't put chicken on here. Don't put some dry, bland chicken on here that I could have made myself. So
you better pull out all the stops for me.
I need steak. I need side caviar. This better come with like a glass of champagne or something for $75. $75? Nah.
Yeah, that's
I mean, what would be your rate? Would you think $75 is cool or
no? No, I would say $50 per person would be kind of the max.
Yeah, and of course you're going to give a gift, whether that's an actual gift or money, or if you went to the bachelorette party, I'm sure you chipped in that type of way as well too.
Right, exactly. So I don't think $75 is the right thing to go about, but I think that's a little unfair. I think, man, it's just It's like you want to make sure that everything is covered because obviously weddings are expensive as hell. But $75 per plate. If I'm just be like before you can come, it's all about how are you going to deliver that. Like to come to my reception, you have to pay $75. At that time, it's kind of like you're going to a club, really.
Nah, yeah. I mean, I don't think I've spent $75 in a club, but jeez, yeah, $75. That's a reach. That's a reach.
Yeah,
I don't think I could deliver to anybody that news because once they open up the invitation, $75. Oh no, decline. I will send you something.
I will send you something else,
but I will not be attending. No.
Fuck that shit. You got any other stories for us, man?
Man, I don't think I got anything else. What about you?
I have nothing, man. So I think that'll just about do it here.
Ready to get out of here?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you all so much for tuning in on this week's edition of Speak Your Piece. And just so you guys know, please follow us on YouTube, Speak Your Piece 313, and on our Instagram and Facebook, Speak Your Piece 313. Is there an underscore at the end of it?
I don't believe there's an underscore.
No underscore. All right, so Speak Your Piece 313 at the end of it. Thank you guys so much for tuning in.
Yes.
Once again, joining us. We got Jeremy and myself, Evan, Eric. We hope everything is going all right. Thank you guys so much for tuning in each and every week.
Yes, thank you all once again. As Evan said, follow us on all our social media networks. We will link back up with you hopefully next week. Well, actually, I won't be here next week. But yeah, I'm sure you guys will hold it down.
We'll hold it down.
No matter what. But once again, we appreciate you all listening, watching. Please follow, subscribe us on all our social networks. And once again, most importantly of all,
peace!
Okay. Part of the journey is the end.
Money will come and go. We know that. The most important thing in life will always be the people in this room. Right here, right now. Salute, mi familia.
Are we done?
That's the one.
fever